Hello, hello. Welcome all to the Speaking Nerd Podcast, the place to talk about all things comics, movies, TV, games, whatever nerd stuff. And today we are talking about the Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales game and also the PS5 equivalent because, goddamn, there's some stuff to talk about with that. And I brought Swfte back. If you remember from the last episode, the DC fandom chat,
Yep.
he was along with me. And we started talking about Spider-Man for a little bit, and we both just kind of said, you know what, let's talk about it, get that out of the way, and that's what we're going to do right now. So
Yep.
first, before we get into the we're going to talk about the Miles Morales game first, but before we talk about the gameplay and some other stuff that happened earlier in September, I want to talk about the reveal trailer because that came out of left field. Like when that whole PlayStation 5 showcase happened, the one thing I was talking to people on Twitter, it was like, there is not going to be anything Spider-Man related to that. And I was proven wrong literally in the first minute because the first thing they show off is Spider-Man. The first major announcement was Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is a spin-off game set in the Insomniac universe. It's not the sequel, not just yet. That it's probably coming in like another 2 years. But we're getting this Miles Morales spin-off, and I guess just to kind of quench our appetites for Spider-Man. So how'd you feel about the announcement when it first happened? That first initial trailer, what do you think?
Well, I was really pleasantly surprised because I didn't actually know what to expect, as a lot of people probably didn't. But I really enjoyed the trailer, and I think that they're doing Miles justice by finally, first of all, fans have really been wanting Miles for a long time, especially in a video game. Mm-hmm. And to make it look this good and to be like a full story is going to be really exciting, and I was just so happy with watching the trailer.
That was the one thing I was really glad about after watching the trailer like 30 times in a row. The fact that they're doing something with Miles, because I liked Miles in the PS4 game, but I feel like he was just kind of there. There wasn't really much to him as a character.
I agree. Yeah.
Like they didn't really go in depth much with him, which I didn't mind initially, but looking back, and especially after what they did in Spider-Verse with Miles, making him into an actual character,
right.
I was really curious to see what they would do with Miles, and a little bit concerned seeing as how they didn't really have him do much in the first game. But I'm glad I'm glad he has his own game to make him shine, make him unique from Peter, and the fact that it's happening so soon.
I know. We have like 2 months, like 2 full months, I guess.
Yeah.
Until it comes out.
Yeah.
I'm so excited too.
It blew me away. It blew me away that it was like that. It's a launch title. Like they made a stance on it. It was like it is a launch title. It's coming out for PS5, and
which is pretty amazing in itself.
Yeah. It's amazing in the fact, for me, it's amazing in the fact because Spider-Man PS4 just came out 2 years ago.
I know. It's really fast.
It's really like it hasn't been out there long. They haven't really done much with it. They did some comic books and crossovers and stuff like that. But besides that, like we'd probably be waiting another like 4 years since 2018, and then they're just going to throw this curveball and be like, hey, like Miles game. Like it's just like, it's crazy. And
right.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah, after the trailer came out, and throughout the months there were some screenshots and some info about the game, but the next time we would see the game in action was during the PlayStation 5. They had another showcase kind of, and it was more like revealing some tidbits about the console, when it's coming out, how much it actually is, which is like $500. So,
Yeah.
but they had a little piece for Miles, and they did show off some gameplay, and it was actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved every second of the gameplay. It was pretty
Me
much
too.
like after the cooldown months of me just being like, I mean, I'm kind of excited for Miles. They have this gameplay come out, and I'm like, whoa, I can't wait to play it. It was great.
Yeah.
They showed off Miles in action. They showed off, Brooklyn. They showed it off a little bit. They gave us some insight on what's happened between the last game, because apparently this is set a year after the first game, and
Yeah.
they say that it's Brooklyn is Miles's new home. His mother is running for some type of office. I don't think it's mayor. I forget exactly what she's running for, but there's a gang war happening, and you got to stop it. So um, it was there was plenty there. Like it was like only like what 5-6 minutes of gameplay, but
Yeah. It wasn't very long, but it
yeah,
was
no,
pretty effective.
yeah, it was really effective. It takes all the elements from the last game, and it makes it super unique with the electric blast and the
Hmm.
cloaking, which I was like, that's really awesome. The
Yeah.
part where he just kind of cloaks during combat, and he's just kind of sneaking around them. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't
I
wait.
love it.
So for the showcase, they talked about they showed the gameplay,
Right.
which like we said, it wasn't much there, but during the showcase on Twitter especially, they were just showing off all types of details.
Yeah.
um, for one, it is a launch game. It'll be releasing with the PS5. I think it comes out November 12th, because they have it coming out early in some countries, but then they have a later date for everyone else. But I think one of the dates they said was November 12th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I forget the other one, but yeah, it is a launch game. There's a PS4 port, which I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting at all. I thought it was just going to be PS5 only. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're taking that into consideration. Everybody's not
Hmm.
going to be buying a PS5 initially. I'm not, so
Me neither. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm really glad that they're putting it on PS4. But
Me too.
one of the big takeaways uh, with the PS5 version in particular is that they have an Ultimate Edition of the game, and
Oh, right.
what comes along with the Ultimate Edition is a full-fledged remaster of the first Spider-Man game on PS4.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's talk about that now that we're getting into PS5 territory, because I think it's a really, right now especially, I've known in the past couple of days, it's a very controversial thing. As
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I want to know your initial thoughts on actually what you think we got the first couple screenshots of the game. What do you think it looks like?
Um, I mean, overall, the game, the remaster just looks great in it. Like I
Yeah.
love it looks amazing. They added a bunch of neat little stuff in there, like ray tracing, reflections. Like the game looks beautiful on PS5, and they're
Yeah.
really taking advantage of the hardware. But uh, also, they're adding three amazing suits. Three new suits to the game. One of them is the Amazing Spider-Man suit, the first Amazing Spider-Man suit, which
Oh,
I don't
really?
know. Yeah, they have a screenshot on. You can find it on Twitter. You can find it pretty much on Google. But one of the suits they showed off was the Amazing Spider-Man for the first one. I don't know how you feel about the suit, but I actually really like the suit, the first Amazing Spider-Man one. So I'm glad that they are putting it in the game, and finally we get to complete the whole cycle of having pretty much every movie Spider-Man suit in one game. Um, but
I'm looking it up right now. I want to
yeah,
see this actually.
yeah. But
Is this the actual picture of it? Like where he's like in the swinging position?
Yeah, he does the pose like from the end of the first Amazing movie. Like
That
they
looks really
recreated.
good.
I know. It
Holy
looks
shit.
amazing.
Oh
I
my
can't.
god. Yeah, I actually really love that suit. Um, that looks amazing.
I'm in the minority when I say that I like that suit better than Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like I like the suit. I still think
Yeah,
the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, it looks fantastic, but I
I
just
agree.
much prefer the first movie's suit. Even though it looks like a wearable basketball, like it still looks really nice. Like, but uh yeah, they didn't show off what the other suits look like. They did show some gameplay for
Mhm.
the PS5 remaster, and you know, I I can't wait to play it. I'm one of those people where it's just like I'm gonna buy it anyway. By the time I get a PS5, um, but yeah, being able to play it like 60 frames per second and uh, having all these like nice like details added in,
Yeah.
it is great. But what do you think of the added improvements to the game, and also having the amazing suit in there? What did you think?
Well, I think adding more costumes really helps to make the player feel like they can really explore every ounce of whatever Spider-Man they enjoy. Like I, for one, like I really enjoy Spider-Man PS4, so I'm going to use the default skin a lot. But
Mm-hmm.
I also love the Raimi verse, so I use that a lot. And I love the God, what's that suit called? Um, the 2099 suit. So there's the velocity suit's pretty cool. So I like a lot of it, but I think that the added improvements are really good improvements. But I think they can like the Peter Parker, like the new face. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
I was just about to get into that. So yesterday they did show off pretty much a bunch of new stuff like for improvements and also costumes, but one of the biggest takeaways that blew Twitter right up the like right up was they recast the model for Peter Parker, and a lot of people didn't like it. So-
well, what I'll say about it is I actually don't think it's a bad model. Um, I just think that it's an odd thing to do. Like I don't know the reasoning for it, but it looks fine to me.
Apparently
But
the reason why they did that was to better match with Yuri's performance. The voice act, the person who the voice is Peter. Like the model is supposed to line more closely with the voice acting, and
oh, okay.
but I just I don't it's such a weird thing to talk about, but
He looks like Tom Holland. Like
he
not even
does.
like he doesn't even look like a little like Tom Holland. Like
It's
he
a
looks
lot.
like they used his face as a casting. Like
It's like when you see the face app stuff when they have
oh yeah,
they
when you
put like
swap it and everything.
yeah, they swap it with like Toby or Andrew or whatever. Like they just swapped in with a fucking Tom. But the model looks good. The actor, I think, for me, I think the actor, like he's probably like gonna do a good job. Like they're probably gonna make it work with that model. Um, but I feel like it would have worked better as like they use that model for like a prequel game. Like if they made a
Yeah,
prequel to Spider-Man, that would be the perfect, face to go along with it. Cause,
yeah,
cause like like we said, he just looks a little too young
he
for the
does.
kind of Peter that
He looks
we've,
like he's a high school student.
yeah,
Like he's a sophomore.
he's like, he could be in high school with Miles, and
Right.
like, it just is it's a weird in this.
Like I personally really enjoyed the original look
Me
of
too.
like the original Peter Parker. I love it.
Yeah, I did too. I really liked his like he was a good fit for this version of Peter Parker, and it's going to be weird
Yeah.
seeing this game and also later games to come afterwards.
Yeah.
'Cause, like the fact that he's gone, like it's just you know
Yeah.
it's such a weird, like I said, it's so weird because it's still fresh. Like this just happened yesterday, and people are
Right.
still losing their minds over it on Twitter. And
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully by the time the remaster comes out and whatever, people might get adjusted to it. And
I hope so.
I mean, for a fact that not only is he going to be the model for this remaster, but also for any future, like he's probably
Right.
the model in Miles Morales and the
Yeah.
sequel. So um, I'm hoping people will kind of get used to it, and I'm hoping the one thing I'm really hoping for is that the actor they had before, like I'm hoping that it was on good terms when they did this, because
Yeah.
I just feel bad for the guy. I just can't
Yeah.
help but feel bad for him. Um, but yeah, overall, it's a very strange situation. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Insomniac, they have their reasons for doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just it still looks weird to me, and I'm hoping by the time it comes out, I'll be adjusted. But
Yeah, me too.
like, damn, like
It's really a weird change.
yeah, it is. It is such a strange thing because we've gotten so used to, Peter Parker looking a certain way, and um,
Yeah.
I feel like if this were any other, like if they were making a brand new interpretation of Peter, like it would work much, like that actor would work much better. Uh,
Yeah.
or if they're just making like a prequel game and like they put him in high school again,
Right.
that model would work great for that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
doing this substantial change and uh, to something that we've all become really accustomed to is just it's a very weird feeling, and we'll see how this pans out, like in time.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, I'm excited for the remaster and for
Me
Miles
too.
Morales. One
Me
thing I
too.
completely forgot to mention in terms of pre-orders and stuff, there is pre-order stuff, pre-order
Oh, is there?
content. Yeah. So if you pre-order Miles Morales, you get 2 spider suits, 5 upgrade points, and then there's also some gadgets that'll be unlocked uh, the Miles game. And it is exactly how it works with Spider-Man PS4's pre-order, where they're just in the game. They're not exclusive to pre-order, so that's pretty nice. And
Oh, that's good.
uh, one of the suits they showed off, they call it the tracksuit, which is like this all white, basically this all white. It looks like the Endgame suit, but it's just
Oh,
Miles.
okay.
I don't know if you want to pull it up on Twitter and take a look at it and see
So, yeah,
how.
I'm looking up.
Yeah, you just look it up real quick, and we'll see how you feel about it. But they have that one suit shown off for right now. They don't. There's another suit that's supposed to come with it. We don't know what that suit is, or we might know because one of the retailers might have leaked what that suit is.
Wait, which Twitter account should I go on to find it?
Just try like Insomniac Games Twitter. Like it
Okay.
should be on there. But yeah, one of the retailers, I think Walmart
Oh, that's
was.
cool.
Yeah, I like it. Um,
Yeah.
to be honest, I've liked all the original suits that Insomniac made. Like I was a fan of the what was the name of the Velocity suit I really liked.
Yeah, me too.
And they had that one for the City That Never Sleeps, the cat the I was about to say Catwoman, Jesus Christ. The
Yeah.
Black Cat one, the first chapter, like they had a special suit for that, and I really like that suit.
Yeah.
And I really like this one too, where it's like I really enjoy the original suits that they made for these games, and I hope they still do that for Spider-Man 2 and whatever else comes out of it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I keep saying, the second suit sort of got leaked on the retailers, and
Did it?
yeah, apparently what the suit may or may not be is the Spider-Verse costume, so the movie Spider-Verse suit. And
Oh,
yeah,
see, that would be cool. I think that would be awesome.
yeah, it makes me excited for when the next time they decide to show off the next time they decide to show off Miles Morales, like whenever that
Yeah.
may be.
Right.
Could be later this month. Like uh, we don't know, but I'm excited to see what that suit is, and I'm really excited for the fact that the Spider-Verse suit is going to be in the game regardless, and it's going to be fun swinging around with whatever version they decide to put in there, whether it's just the suit itself, the hoodie. Uh, who knows? They could put both in there. Like they could put the pre Spider-Man suit, the Halloween store one. We don't know, but I hope we get to see one of those or maybe all three. But
Yeah.
what do you think
Yeah.
about that?
Well, I would agree. I think I would like to see all three as well.
Yeah,
Um, it would just be nice to have, because even in Spider-Man PS4, I think that they had so many great suits that they added that they should kind of try and follow it up in Miles Morales, because they added so many as well. I mean, there was already a plethora of them in the actual game that you could unlock, but
yeah,
then they just started. They got the Far From Home suits, which were never even supposed to happen.
no,
The
they had
Fantastic Four ones,
yes,
which was awesome, by the way. The Future
the
Foundation suit looks
the
amazing.
Raimi suit they added,
The
like,
Raimi suit, yep.
which a lot of people didn't deserve, and I'm still angry about that. But it's like whatever.
Yeah, but
um,
was that it? Was that all the ones that they released?
Pretty much. That's pretty much like all the major stuff that we've seen so far.
Actually,
With
what wasn't the Homecoming suit added, or was that already in there?
the Homecoming suit was in the game at launch. It was one of the
Okay.
like it was an unlockable costume. Like
Okay.
you can get very like early on in the game. So
Yeah.
was like the Iron Spider and the homemade one from
Oh yeah.
Homecoming. So but speaking of suits, I'm really curious for the remaster. We'll talk about that first. But
Mm-hmm.
for the other two suits they haven't shown off yet, what do you think they're going to be?
Oh boy, well. I would personally love to see a comic book Miles Morales suit. Not. I don't mean like they did with the comic book suit in PS4, where it
Or
was
no,
like it looked like a comic book.
I'm talking about the remaster first because they're
Oh,
adding.
oh, oh, oh. My
Yeah,
bad.
we'll talk about
Okay.
Miles suits after what we want to see.
Oh boy, added suit. There's so many for Spider-Man. I would like to see the Shattered Dimension suit. Even though that's not really a great game, I loved the suit that Spider-Man wore.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that. Oh God. See, they added so many freaking suits in Spider-Man PS4 that it's hard to even think of any other ones.
Yeah, they added so many good ones. I was just like, what's left? But
Right.
I think what they're gonna do, because they have the first Amazing Spider-Man suit. What I think they're gonna do is add the second movie suit, and then add like maybe either a brand new suit or like something from the comics. And if it's from the
I think
comics,
they should do that.
I want to see the Ben Reilly Spider-Man, the weird, like, not the, well, we already have the Scarlet Spider one in there, but I want to see like Ben Reilly Spider-Man costume with the big black spider logo and the web shooters outside of the wrists. Like, I love.
Wait, you mean the one with the hoodie?
No, the uh no, it was basically Peter Parker. Like, it had the look of Peter's Spider-Man costume, but it was just like, it was like all different. And
I know
I
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I want to see that in the
a
game.
Good suit.
Yeah, I love that suit. I hope they add it for this remaster or for the sequel, because goddamn, I love that suit. And it felt really weird with it being absent. Like, it was like one of the suits that everybody wanted to see, but it's just not there. And I mean, we got we got some of the suits later on, like I mean, the movie suits like the Far From Home and Raimi one, but like
Yeah.
you said, the Future Foundation, the Baghead, uh,
Yeah.
the first Spider Armor, which was
Oh, right. Which was
um,
interesting to me because I love that suit,
yeah,
but I didn't think they were going to add it.
yeah. For me, I thought like when they showed off the costumes for like the first DLC chapter, because one of them was an original suit, and the other two were like I don't know, like the comic book suits. So I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be like they had a certain system for each pack, but it was just all random, and it kept you interested on what they were going to put in next, and
Yeah.
um, but anyway, speaking of Miles Morales and spider costumes, I know there isn't a whole lot from his books that he's worn
Yeah.
over the years, but uh, but are there any in your head that kind of stick out and like something you want to see in Miles Morales? Uh,
Um. Well, the thing with Miles is the suit that he's wearing in the game is the one from the comics.
yeah.
So, but at the same time, I really want to see. So they have like the variation of the suit where it's all black and like some of the spider web lines are red.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see the suit where it's almost like Peter's suit, but instead of it being blue, it has black on it. I love that suit. It's the one where I don't know if you know what suit it is, but it's like it has really wide eyes and it's literally identical to Peter's suit except it has black instead of blue.
Mm.
But I want to
Um,
see that suit. I think that's like the early years Miles. I
yeah.
think.
What I was gonna say, the one that I want to see was the first costume he ever wore. Like it was basically like a Halloween costume, and this
Yeah.
was like right after Ultimate Peter died, so it was like his colors, and it had like
Mm-hmm.
the outline of it was how his suit would look with like the red, like the it's basically kind of like an arrow on his chest, and
Yeah.
he had these like gray like knee pads and elbow pads he was wearing, and like,
Yeah. I'd love to see that suit.
I would love to see another suit that I would love them to do is because in PS4 they had that cell shaded suit.
Oh yeah.
I want to see something like that for Miles, and
Yeah.
I think that would be really fun to do. And
Yeah.
but anyway, I think that's pretty much it for Miles Morales stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty much got all the big talking points out of the way, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, yeah, the game's coming out in November. We're probably both going to play it on PS4 since, goddamn, the price of the PS5 is,
What
it's a
is it?
lot.
Isn't it like 500 or
It's like
something?
500 for the regular one, and then like 400 for the digital one.
I want the regular one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. If I end up getting a PS5, I'm gonna get the regular one because I don't really like digital games, and
Me
I
neither.
like
I like having physical copies.
I like having the physical on my shelf so I can just put it right next to the PS4 game and call it a day.
Right.
So, um, but yeah, I mean, by the time I get a PS5, one of the first things I'm gonna play is Miles. I mean,
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna double dip, and a lot of people are gonna be like, "Why are you double dipping?" But I was just like, it's like I really want to see what they do with all the enhancements in the PS5 for Miles and the remaster,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna look great. But
Oh, it will.
but
And Insomniac already made, Spider-Man PS4 looked like it was on a PS5. It was
yeah,
that good looking.
it
So,
was late enough into the PS4's lifespan that it looked like a next gen game, and the
it
fact that
did, yeah.
they're actually putting it on next gen and it's gonna look way better and run, you know, at a better, frame rate because it is 60 frames, like,
Right.
which is, it's, it's pretty good for all the enthusiasts for that kind of shit. But
Yeah.
um,
And probably, if you can probably, if you have a 4K TV,
oh
have it in
man,
4K.
gonna look great in 4K.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, that's pretty much it for today's podcast. We pretty much went over everything for Miles Morales and the remaster. At this time, if there's any more news to come out, we'll probably save it for another episode down the line, but who knows when that will be. Anyway, I will see you guys next time for another episode of the podcast. Click on one of these boxes that will be on the screen right now if you want to check out either the reviews that I put out for the channel or some other videos that I'll have up by then. Who knows what it'll be. But once again, I want to thank Swfte for joining me on the podcast and
Thank you for having me.
talking about Spider-Man and being excited for just being a nerd. So, anyway, have a good night. I just said have a great night. Have a great night. Thank you all so much for watching, and be sure to take care. See ya.
See you guys.